Alright, let's get right back to it and speak with Ericthonios again to take on our next quest here in Pandemonium, entitled Servant of Violence. Yeah, that should kind of give us an indication of what we're getting ourselves into. Ericthonios seems eager to dispel La Habrea's doubts, and I don't blame him at all. But let's see what actually happens. Our plan was a success, although I hardly need to tell you that. Hegemony has been sealed away, and now you have no choice but to admit the merit in our methods. But you have the right of it. I am not so petty as to deny the achievements of those I've squabbled with, no matter how strongly we disagree. So, moreover, this being, Ethos in his retreating mist, unable to wield creation magics, yet powerful enough to subdue a Haemothos, has made this ordeal far more interesting. I'm sure I have. Then we have leave to continue. Nope. As for that, there is one among you whose very presence puts others at risk. 'Twould be best to proceed without him, for failure would have consequences that can reach far beyond Pandemonium. Yeah. And of whom do you speak? A warder who cannot even conduct his duty without his aid. In this place, hope alone is not enough to overcome what awaits you. A single misstep will send all to their doom. Poor guy. You're like, don't worry, I still believe in you. What's on your mind? So long as we each do our part to look to the allies by our side, even a neophyte can upraise his companions. That's something that Rika and Themis taught me. While I do not wish to express any bias, I'm inclined to agree. If my investigation has made anything clear, it is that we are stronger together greater than the sum of our parts. And hope has brought us this far. It drives us to seek the right path, and to act before that path lies close to us. Then tell me, what is it that you hope for? Give him time. To see Hephaestus in chains. That's the surest way to prevent further sacrifices. I'm aware that destroying Pandemonium would rid us of him, but the cost is far too great. And I admit, I wish to know how he means to resurrect Athena. Which probably is discouraging here. And there we have it. Uh-huh. You must leave this place at once and do not think to set foot in Pandemonium again. Yeah, that's something he's not willing to see happen. You are capable, that much is plain, yet Hephaestus cannot be suffered to live, and I shall not allow his talk of resurrection to poison mine or anyone else's mind. Life flows in a cycle, this is known. All souls return to the underworld, and Athena's is no exception. She has likely found a new vessel and a new journey to embark upon. To be ignorant to the folly of Hephaestus' words, even were he to breathe life into a body the soul contained within would not be your mother's. What if our knowledge is imperfect? What if Hephaestus has discovered something that no one else has? He knows all that you do, understands the bitter reality of the world. He wouldn't pursue the impossible. Think, Ericthonios. I have already explained that he is merely my twisted reflection. Is it worth bringing back your mother if it means others are used and discarded like tools? Is he worth it? Or is it worth it to see her once more? Now you measure the worth of your colleagues' lives? What was that foolish braying about saving them? Merely a performance to hide your childish devotion to your mother. He is her child. Please, such baths will get us nowhere. We should first discuss... You would call me fool! You who murdered your wife in service of your ambition! For the sake of the star, no doubt! I can hear it again! That voice inside my head! What? Yeah, you set him off there, La Habrea. I know who to follow. Hephaestus! Father! Mother, oh, I love you so, and this voice will guide me to you! Yeah, you said the wrong things there, La Habrea. No! Do not! Listen not! Listen not, Erechthonios! Apologies. You taught me that a calm heart stays the course, but I can never even grasp the rudder. And just like that, he was gone. See what happens when you set people off, La Habrea. As usual, your words cut too deep. And you just alienated your own son. Which you had already done before. What do you have to say for yourself? As we're all trying to figure out what just happened. Out with it. Hephaestus is cunning despite his warped mind. Whatever took hold of Erechthonius made short work of his reason. From the moment he laid eyes upon me, I could sense his hatred and rage shimmering below the surface. It was but a matter of time until it spilled forth, and that was when he fell into the spell's embrace. A magic woven with such skill that Erechthonius himself failed to notice until it was too late. And so, if this is the measure of Hephaestus' power, then the other keywords had little chance to resist it. We saw his work during our encounter with Hesperos. Doubtless Hephaestus' magic fed his admiration and envy until there was room for naught else in his heart. And there was something else besides. Did you not feel the presence of another? I'm afraid I did. In fact, I heard about it. Someone was calling out to me. As I thought, someone was trying to warn Erechthonius, but whom? Could have been one of the keywords. Probably not. Alas, their warning arrived too late. I had already provoked Erechthonius past the point of no return. At least you're not enough of a man to admit it. I bear the burden for this failure. In my stubbornness I could but scorn the boy, and Hephaestus knew that. And now I dread to think of the ordeal that awaits him due to my rashness. So what are we gonna do? There is yet time to save him. We can easily regain control of Abyssos, giving us a firm foothold from which we have to brave Pandemonium's lowest level. The enemy is within reach. Yeah, I'm ready if you are. Just as with Hesperos, Erechthonius is in danger of being consumed by Hephaestus' spell. However, I have faith that he will not easily lose sight of himself. The way forward is clear, La Habrea. Pray tell us all you know of what we shall find beyond Abyssos. I can only assume one more keyword lies at wait. At least. The deepest level of Pandemonium is called Tartaros, and your passage shall be challenged not only by a keyword. Hephaestus has laid traps in every corner of its halls. You have no hope of surviving far past the threshold. That, I expect, is where Rika shall shine. Yeah, I'm here for you, man. Her dissolute ether shall allow her to slip through the traps unimpeded. We saw it when Hephaestus had no effect, and doubtless even he has yet to devise a countermeasure. Well, that's good to know at least. Then time is of the essence. Abyssos is well aware that you can match a keyword in battle. He will not stand idle while you stroll past his other defenses at your leisure. Agreed. However, clarity will be indispensable to our success, and I'm afraid I must insist upon it ere we depart. Yeah, that means coming from you, man. What are you getting at? We have yet to discern to what end Hephaestus would use Erycthonius. If you know, I would ask that you enlighten us. And then there is the matter of Athena. Why do you so fiercely rebuke Erycthonius' feelings for his mother? While I understand the very thought of resurrecting the dead is anathema, you act as if grief over her passing should be equally so. How are we to grapple with what plagues our friend and drives our foe if you refuse to acknowledge it? Yeah. You tell him there, Themis. I do acknowledge it. I wish only to spare those that feel it still greater pain. Oh, do tell. Yeah, did you mean to protect Erycthonius with your silence? So instead of being honest, you bicker like a child? Or, and so you drove your own son over the edge? Yeah, I don't like to mince words. Look at his face. How dare you? No, how dare you? No, you're right. The blame for Erycthonius' fate rests squarely on my shoulders. Very well, I shall lay bare the truth, but only after the foe before us has been laid low. But what if it's too late for that? What if we need it sooner? The remaining keyword is Aegystus. She has served in Pandemonium since its inception, and her affinity for magic is peerless even among the keywords. Hephaestus knows that losing her would mean the end of his experiments. He has hidden her in a space unreachable by conventional means. Yeah, we're going after all the ladies right now, it seems. But your presence makes mockery of such barriers. The scarcity of your aether means that it'll be trivial to send you directly to Aegystus. We shall approach as closely as caution will allow. We know where the battle will commence, and so I do not anticipate the difficulty in detecting your presence. From afar, I shall do my best to provide you with ground on which to fight, and phantom allies to aid you. As for the interment, I have yet to think of a more foolproof method. Yeah, maybe you have one of your own? Interment shall not be necessary. How do you plan to do this? From here, I can sense Aegystus' essence, but it is scarcely recognizable. Hephaestus was more ambitious with her than he was with Hegemone. She has been transfigured such that barely a scantling of herself remains. We can but take comfort in what a mercy the underworld will be to her. Which brings us to me. Yeah, I'll do what has to be done. Yeah, I gotta keep beating up more girls. Yeah, that little bastard doing what he's doing to the ladies. That's not cool. As we unlock the 7th circle here at Abyssos. So, let's go ahead and see what awaits us. In Abyssos, the 7th circle, Erycthonius' mind falls into the hands of the enemy, and he is spirited away to Tartaros, Pandemonium's deepest circle. The only path to his rescue goes through Aegystus, whose magics are peerless among the keywords, even more so now that they have been augmented by Hephaestus' endless experimentation. To deliver her soul from suffering and bring Erycthonius to safety, you must face your most daunting foe yet. With an item level of no lower than 585, of course. So, yeah, let's see if we can reunite father and son under more amiable circumstances. And so, we head to the 7th circle of Abyssos, which looks a lot more peaceful than some of the other places we've been to, for what it's worth, by the looks, but obviously what we're getting ourselves into is going to be far from that. We get our lone little magical platform to stand on. Oh! They were not kidding about what they were going to turn her into. This is the ugliest tree I've ever seen. Abyssos, what has this freak of nature done to you? That is some of the ugliest shit I've ever seen. Yeah, it kind of makes the snake that we saw in the previous encounter look tame by comparison. So who joins me this round? And more special theme music is being used. And another Dragoon is at my side. Can we get this in time? Alright, go. Honestly, falling off is not an option. Yeah, it's like, where's the battle litany? There it is. So yeah, we're gonna have to avoid that too. Plus we have stuff like that to concern ourselves with. Let that go and we will continue on. In fact, yeah, Abyssos doesn't even know what's happening to her. We know what we need to do. Make a break for the center. And from there we will forge onward. Oh, everyone's running this way, everyone's running this way. And I just made it. Now we gotta run back. It's just a continuous running sequence right now. And gotta dodge this too. Up and down we go. Then shockwaves. As we're now gonna see stuff disappear similar to what we saw in the Leviathan fight in Eden. Now we have surface to work with. Thankfully we are provided with a little breathing room in the form of these bridges. Now we gotta know where the attack is coming from. It looks like everyone's making a break for here. The tank chose to stay in their ground. But now we need to run across this bridge. Oh! Tank buster! Multi-tank buster! Oh! And unfortunately it took the ninja and the red mage. Tank busters. Multi-tank busters in this case. Yeah, it's time to get back on our feet here. Beware what they may spawn, yeah. And instance these things, so we have to jump onto the bridges now. They're gonna do their thing. Look out for this. Now we're seeing stuff chasing us here. Basically gotta do a lap of the place. So we have to put up with some forbidden fruit. Yeah, I don't want any of the fruit that's growing from that tree, that's for sure. We're gonna have to hold our own on the bridge. Or do we? Oh jeez. Apparently not that time. Leave you to your research. Research. But now we're gonna get a little help from Themis, because we really need a terra firma. Yeah, we really need that terra firma. I'm going to make a break over here. Let all that converge. Meet in the middle. Stay over here. And we're good. Everyone's running to the back. Drop that pane down. Gotta shift over to the left again. A little life surge for ya. And we gotta deal with more forbidden fruit. Latch on to my sister. So now that there's a platform in here, we gotta deal with this. Ooh, ooh. Oh, too much pinch. Too much pinch. Thankfully, we're fine. For now. But now we gotta deal with this again. Once again, we're gonna lose some of the platform. As we have like this down past half health. And a few bridges for us to use. Where we have to go. Yeah, you can see these forbidden fruits are grinning here. Like, so freaky and disturbing. Everyone's running to the north bridge. To deal with not only that, but also the danger of the ugliness. And believe me, it is ugliness. Use Kolgon Astron's third diver, go! And then more forbidden fruit will be laid down. Where will we position this time? All 3 platforms. Twisted life forms emerge from the fruit. Problem is, and we also have to deal with this. Oh, that hurt a little. But nothing I can't handle. And everyone's running back here. Watch out for the danger. All clear. Alright. Spark of life. Yeah, probably best not to think about this type of spark of life. We want to make sure to use that. And another one comes. What have we got in store next to Abyssos? We're getting close to triple limit break possibility. More forbidden fruit's gonna get laid down. We're almost there. Yeah, it's laid down on that side. Oh, shockwave. I'll deal with the shockwave first. Hopefully I position myself correctly. And I have... Well, I did take damage. It's not enough for the... No! Oh, no! Back off, back off. Abort, abort. Not yet. Not yet. Now hit it. Now hit it. Oh, please move away. Please move away. You know, always getting scared off by that sort of thing. Hopefully I've not jinxed us by pulling the trigger on the triple limit break. Oh! Barely holding on! Oh, barely holding on! Barely holding on! Take those away! Please take those away! That's some scary stuff! Well, at least you're gonna give us one last opportunity to run in the middle there, Abyssos, but this is pretty much the tank falling off too soon. But your fall off is gonna happen right now. Timber! Yeah, cut down that ugly tree. Father, I cannot tell a lie. I cut down Abyssos. No nod of approval here. We're just staring. We're just staring this time. Oh, I don't get to calm my fellow Dragoon before they left. Ah. Sad. I'm sad about that. Okay, well, why don't I go ahead and take a possible shot at a pair of gauntlets or a helmet. Okay, I got the helmet. I can live with that. Yeah, it's too bad that the other Dragoon left before I had the chance to give her a commendation. I always like to do that sort of thing. So, after our victory... There's someone we really want to see and someone we actually really don't. The moment Aegis was slain, the flow of ether in Pandemonium focused keenly on this location, creating a tunnel of sorts which through we could quickly convey ourselves. So if we were ushered here. What's to say that? This space was created with care and concealed with powerful wards. Only a key ward would have been able to detect it, and even then with great difficulty. Ergo... What's on your mind? Maybe it's what's behind us. Oh, is that Aegis' ghost? Yep.
If only I could restore Tartarus to order. But I'm afraid this is the most I can manage with such powers remains to me. It has been too long, Master La Habrea.
At least she's cordial with him. Likewise, keyword Aegis. I should not be surprised you were able to break free of Hephaestus' spells, even diminished as you were. Well, at least we don't have to look at an ugly tree again.
'Twas not an easy task even with your aid. His curses dig into one's heart, creating a storm of emotions that is all too easy to become lost in. Only by chance did a fragment of myself remain, illuminating a path through the madness. And thus I am able to appear before you now. Even while my body was powerless to resist Hephaestus' commands, some small part of my logical mind stood alone in defiance. It even managed to speak to the outside world. The report, that was you!
But it turns out it wasn't necessarily true, was it?
Doubtless you recognize my voice from the many times I have called out to you. The hope that those pleas would not fall on deaf ears was all that kept me from succumbing to hopelessness.
Yeah, who would have guessed that we would get this from her? I was expecting we would have gotten it from Athena. But I'm glad we could help. But we still have a lot to do.
But I have a greater purpose here than simply saying my farewells. There is something you must know, that the tragedies of the past do not repeat in the present.
What do you need to tell us?
Forgive me for what I am about to do, Master La Habrea, but the story must be told. 'Tis the only way to understand Hephaestus' fixation on Erycthonios. No longer can you hide your heart away.
Heck, I could have told him that. Yeah, reach out to me. Oh, what's this you're creating? Oh, this is probably the last memory she has before she was corrupted.
Hephaestus? No, the masked marksman is La Habrea. Master La Habrea brought an end to Lady Athena's life and sealed away a part of his memories and emotions within Hephaestus. These are my recollections of the moments following. And you truly have no intention of revealing the truth to Erycthonios?
Apparently so. My lesser how buried when none can find it. We would be wise to do the same with our memory of this day. Blood should not sway the spirit so, but Athena's teachings have warped the boy. I fear he would see our star burn to keep his mother safe. Erycthonios believes that he feels love, but he is shackled by dependence. He cannot bear the truth. Sad face.
His dependence makes it all the more important to be open with him. He will seek answers about his mother's loss, which shall inevitably lead him to you. Are you willing to accept the blame for Athena's death? Are you willing to accept your son's hatred?
He's got to think about this. If that is what comes to pass, then so be it. Better to be burdened with hatred than the knowledge that Athena thought his body and soul mere tools to be used and discarded. Even if I were to tell him what his mother plotted, he would ever seek reasons to believe that the true fault lies with me, or with him. Should he merely hate me, he will remain unfettered by doubt, free to serve the star far from his parent's shadow. So where does that put us as we look at each other? Oh, that's all she can give us. Well,
Erythonius loved his mother more than life itself, and yet, what a dreadful truth you've borne all this time. Such is La Habrea's nature. Every word, every action, a solution to life's great dilemmas, and none to spare for his own. I have revealed to you but a small portion of a larger picture. I shall leave it to La Habrea to paint the rest for you, and for Erythonius, I hope.
Well, we'll see how it all unfolds, but he's turning away from her. Thank you, Abyssos.
I always admired you, you know. What choice did I have when you sacrificed so much to guide our star to the heavens?
And away she goes. Well, now what? Hephaestus has doubtless sensed that his final keyword is fallen. We should return to the surface before he moves to strike us here. Alright. If we are to face him, we must be prepared to bring our full strength to bear. I'll agree with that. So yeah, let's be on our way. Even though this place is quite beautiful in comparison to everything else. Yeah. Still need that water. Alright, La Habrea, the final word belongs to you. Abyssos was ever a bold woman, even in her final moments. That she would unearth the secrets of my past for all to look upon. Well, someone had to do it. Still, full glad am I that she faced you as her last opponent. I can think of none more worthy to send her soul off to the other side. Well, yeah, he always was one to speak the way he does, so we'll take our money, our 3,000 gil this time, 5 Battle Dance Tier 9, and 3 more Savage Aim Tier 9.